Okay, welcome to the map of Saber. This is the first time I use English. Okay, before this video, I used Chinese, Taiwanese to explain math. But this time there's a comment is using English, and he just asked me some. Actually, this is my first time use English to comment comments. Yes, and my English is not that good, but I think I can explain. But I'm not professional in English, but I think I still can explain some basic things, and I'll try to explain. So this audience MERS63919. Actually, I don't know how to say your name, but okay. You say you want to. Let me check about it. Okay, you want some trigonometric concept since okay you have to take SAT this Saturday. Actually, I'm an SAT teacher in Taiwan. Okay, so let's talk the important things. So you want to learn this? Okay, come on. Okay, let's go. So first of all, what is sine, what is cosine, and what is tangent? So first of all, we have to find the hypotenuse. What is hypotenuse? Hypotenuse. Okay, so this hypotenuse is this side, right? Because this is the longest side in the triangle with 90 degree, right? Okay, so next, what is the opposite side? This is the opposite side. Based on we are looking this angle, the theta angle. So how to find the opposite side? Okay, first of all, this angle, the angle of theta is opposite to A, right? You see the angle is opposite to A, right? So we can find A because it's opposite to theta, right? So later we have the adjacent side. The adjacent side. Okay, B. Because the adjacent side is beside A, right? The adjacent side is beside A, but why is not C? Because C is the longest side. C is the hypotenuse. So okay, we define the hypotenuse and the opposite side and adjacent side. Okay, so sine is the opposite side over hypotenuse. So it's A over C. A over C. So cosine is the adjacent side over hypotenuse. So it's B over C. Tangent theta is A over B, is the opposite side over the adjacent side. Okay, so we define sine, cosine, and tangent. So let's give me an example. So what is sine 30 degree? What is sine 30 degree? So first of all, we have to find the hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is 2, right? So what is the opposite side? 30 degree is opposite to 1, right? So the opposite side is 1. So sine 30 is 1 over 2. Okay. So if you see another side like sine 60 degree is okay, it's what? So 60 degree. What is the opposite side to 60 degree? Is the square root of 3, right? The root 3. So root 3 over what? The hypotenuse, right? 2. Okay, so we can change a lot of things here. Like maybe you want to ask what is tangent 60? 60 tangent is the opposite side the opposite side over hypotenuse. No, over the adjacent side, right? So what is the adjacent side? Is 1, right? And root 3, so it's equals to root 3. Okay, so next. Okay, next is sine x equals to cosine 90 degree minus x. Why? So first of all, we define sine x is maybe like if the angle x is here, and maybe the hypotenuse is c, and the opposite to the x angle is a. So the adjacent is b. So sine x is a over c, right? So next, how about cosine 90 degree minus x? So this is 90 degree minus x, right? So cosine is the adjacent side over hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is also c, right? But what is the adjacent side of 90 degree minus x? So the opposite side to 90 degree minus x is b, right? But we are xing the adjacent side, right? Because this is cosine. So cosine is also a. So this is also a over c. This is also a over c. So we prove it. So same thing. Cosine x is equal to sine 90 degree minus x. Why? So the same triangle. Cosine x, cosine is the adjacent side over hypotenuse. So is equals to a b over c, right? So how about what is sine 90 degree minus x? It is sine is the opposite side over the hypotenuse, the longest side, right? So c is still same c, and the opposite side of 90 degree minus x is b. Wow, same thing. So we prove it. So if SAT asks you sine, maybe sine 20 degree equals a, and what is cosine 70 degree? It's just a. The answer is a. It's simple. Why? Because if we draw an maybe triangle, 90 degrees here and 20 degrees here, and if it's equals to a, sine 20 degrees a, we can say it is a over 1, right? And the longest side is 1, and this is a. So what is cosine 70 degree? So this is 7 degree, right? Because 19 degree minus 20 degrees 70. And cosine is the longest side is also 1. And cosine we're xing the adjacent side. It's not the opposite side. So a is here. The adjacent side is a, right? It's not this. So same, a. Okay, right? Yeah, we just introduced a lot of things here. Okay, next. Pi equals to 180 degree. So if SAT asks you sine pi over 3, what is this? So I say pi is 180 degree, right? Over 3 is equal to sine 60. And you can draw the triangle. 60 degrees here and 30 degrees here, and 1, 2, root 3. So sine 60 is root 3 over 2, right? We finish. Okay, so just remember pi equals 180 degree. Okay, so if you have any question, why is this triangle is 1, 2, and root 3? So if there is a equilateral triangle here, maybe we just say this every side is 2, 2, 2, 2. Okay, we find the middle point of one side here, and we draw a line here. and this is 90 degree, and this is 1, and what is this side? This side is 2 squared minus 1 squared and square root, so it's square root 3, right? So this is square root 3, and this is 60 degree, this is 30 degree. We prove it. Okay, so next, so last, what is a Pythagorean theorem? What is this? Pythagorean identity. So we can say sine squared plus cosine squared is equal y, and theta is any degree. Why is this possible? Why? We have to prove it, right? So so we say this is sine and this is theta, and maybe this is c, the opposite side of theta degree is a, and this is b. So sine square, sine is a over c and squared, and cosine theta is b over c squared, and it's also c squared, right? The denominator is c squared, right? And what is numerator? Numerator is a squared plus b squared. And if a 90 degree triangle, a squared plus b squared is c squared, right? And this is just equal 1. We just prove it. Okay, so I just introduced some basically theorem and basics concept. So ask me if you have any problems. Yes, ask me, just tell me. OK， 所以这是我第一次用英文讲 ，Oh my god， 不是想象中那么简单。好，今天讲到这里，谢谢大家。OK，Thank you。